Hello everyone, welcome back to the third episode of the Bobcat Sports Network. We discuss sports news here at Saddleback and across the country. I'm Pablo Pinones.
And I'm Nick Kadajian. Today on this sunny afternoon, we've got an exciting episode for you. Today, Pablo and I will be focusing on basketball, including a friendly game of horse and an in-studio interview with the Saddleback soccer coach, BJ McNichol. So stick around because you won't want to miss it.
After the home run derby, Nick and I started talking about other sports where we could have a good, fun little competition.
And we decided to go with basketball. We've been debating on which one of us would be the better basketball player. Plus, I wanted a rematch to break the tie from the last episode. So we met up to play a friendly game of horse. Here is how that went.
Hi, this is Pablo with the Bobcat Sports Network, and we're here at Chuparosa Park to play a game of horse to see who can, who's a better basketball player. Imagine if that had gone in.
You're close. In case you forgot how the rules of horse work, it's two players shooting at a shot until one person makes it. Once that person makes a shot, the other person has to go to where they shot it and they have to make it as well. If they miss, they get a letter. And if they miss 5 shots and spell the letter horse, they lose and the other person wins. Alright, so we're going to start with a little simple shot. I'll go first. This is a free throw shot. There we go. Well, that's an ace for Pablo. My shot now. I'll be going from the 3-point line right here. That miss means Pablo can shoot wherever he wants now. I'll be shooting from the same place, 3-point line. Jesus. Perfect. We are a little rusty, so we're kind of like getting used to the rim. I'll be shooting from the 3-point as well, but from the center. Oh, so close. We can't shoot anything far, so let's make it simple. It's a close shot. And I can't even make that.
Okay. Alright, now I'm going to go for the half-court shot. Oh yeah, I'm so goated.
That's it. Pablo missed 5 shots. He got H-O-R-S-E. That spells horse. Pablo loses, and I ended up being the winner. Back to you guys in the studio. Whew, man. I mean, I knew I was an alright basketball player, but I didn't know I was way better than you, bro. Come on, man. At least my shots were on the rim. Yours were at most air balls. Come on, man.
Whatever. We're going to need to do a rematch, though. This leaves the series currently 2-1.
After the commercial break, we will have scores and updates from Saddleback College teams, and later an in-studio interview with the soccer coach, BJ McNichol. You won't want to miss it, so stay tuned.
planning on graduating with an Associate's in Science and Electronics. My favorite thing about Saddleback is the technology offered in the classes. If anyone was considering attending, I would highly recommend it. The campus is beautiful. It's in a great location. The teachers are amazing. The programs are second to none. After I graduate from Saddleback College, it will further enhance my career and open up other opportunities for job promotion. Saddleback College was the right college for me.
The creative arts are around us in so many capacities, whether it's shows that we watch or visual art that we enjoy.
You are going to be working at what you're pursuing every class.
Learn more about the School of Arts, Media, Performance, and Design at saddleback.edu.
The Bobcat Sports Network. I hope you all are having a great day. Now with some updates from Saddleback College sports teams, here's Pablo with the latest.
The men's baseball team is on a win streak, having won 3 games in a row against Fullerton College. The first game was won by a 7-point difference with a score of 17-10. The second was close with Saddleback winning 9-8, and the most recent game was also very close with the score of 6-5. The men's baseball team has a game against Orange Coast College. Back to Nick with women's flag football.
Awesome, great to hear that. The women's flag football team has had a great season so far. They are currently 16-4. However, they suffered a few losses in their most previous games. In their most recent one against Ventura College, they lost 48-18. And before that, they lost a very close one against Cypress with a score of 20-19. The good news is that before Cypress, they won against Golden West with a score of 20-7. And now back to Pablo with women's softball updates.
Since we last spoke with Coach Fisher, the women's softball team has gone 8-4, having won its 3 previous games against Fullerton College. They won 2 close games by 6-5 and 8-7, and their most previous game was won by 9-6, putting their current record at 23-11. Hopefully, they make it to the playoffs. Back to Nick with a special in-studio interview.
Earlier this week, Pablo got the chance and privilege to interview B.J. McNichol, the coach for both the men's and women's soccer teams here at Saddleback. We interviewed him right here in our studio. Coach McNichol revealed how he got to be where he is now and his experience as a coach and a player. McNichol had some interesting things to say. So, without further ado, here is Coach B.J. McNichol.
Hello, everybody. Today we're here in the studio with a special guest. He has been coaching the women's soccer team since 2012 and recently took on the role of men's coach in 2023. It is such a pleasure and delight to have Coach B.J. McNichol on the set. Welcome, Coach.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to be here with us. Well, to get us started, first question. How's the transition with replacing the former coach?
It was good. I was actually coaching against Saddleback in the Orange Empire Conference at a rival school, Santa Ana College. And so I was also working at club level, at youth club level in Mission Viejo. And so when this job came open, it was a perfect opportunity to kind of get closer to the student athletes that I was coaching already. So it was a great time to make a jump and come down to South Orange County.
Nice, nice. Did you feel any differences coaching, say, students from North County to South County?
It's a little bit different. The kids from San Clemente, they kind of come from their own little microclimate. So there'll be sometimes they'll arrive in full hoodies and sweatpants, and it's 85 degrees and everyone else is sweating. But we're very blessed in this area. We've got great kids. And we've got kids that come as far as LA County, and as far south as like Carlsbad. So we cast a really wide net. That's part of the reason we've got such a competitive team, is we've been able to cast this net where we can pull in some of the best players from all over Southern California.
That's pretty cool. Alrighty. What have you learned as a player under different coaches, and how does that influence the way you coach your student athletes?
You know, I kind of came from, I'm pretty old, so I came from an old school coaching background. The coaches I had were very firm and very do as I say, and they don't have to give you an explanation. That's kind of evolved a little bit with the modern athlete. They want to know the why. So we've adapted our style to meet them where they're at and make sure that we're explaining things pretty thoroughly and really involving them in a lot of the decision-making process. I mean, after all, I've never scored a goal here. I've never made a save here. I'm only the coach, so it's the players that are actually doing it. So they need to have more of a voice in how the team's going to operate and how the culture and how they should interact with each other. That's really, really important.
How does your recruiting work?
So they're not allowed to train with us. They have to be in the class and they have to pass all their medical stuff to actually physically train. So we do a lot of scouting at the high school level and at college, or it's called college showcases, where the club teams will play. So we're very active. We've got a great support staff, and so we're constantly out there. They're all networking. They're all head high school coaches and work with high-level clubs. So we're really in tune with who are the best players in the area that we could grab for a year or two. The faculty, the student athletes we have are outstanding.
Nice, nice. And we saw that you received the Orange Empire Conference Coach of the Year award. Well, how did that make you feel?
It was great. We've got an amazing staff, both on the men and women's side. I've got an associate head coach that's been with me the whole time that I've been here, Sean Melendez, on the women's side. The men's side, obviously, we're pretty brand new. We've only been around a couple years, so we're still building that side out, and it's such a great opportunity for us to kind of give back to the sport that gave us so much.
All right, well, unfortunately, that's all the time we have today. So thank you so much again, Coach, for taking the time out of your day to answer some questions for us today. We hope you had a nice time. Best of luck to you and your team, and back to you guys in the studio.
We would like to give a big thank you again to Coach McNichol for taking the time out of his day to come into the studio for this interview. From me, Pablo, and all of our production crew, best of luck to you and your team.
But stay tuned, because after this ad break, we're going to discuss the upcoming NBA playoffs. Welcome back. The NBA playoffs are only 4 days away, starting on April 18th. The first few matchups are set. In the Western Conference, the LA Lakers will play the Houston Rockets. The Denver Nuggets will play the Minnesota Timberwolves. And in the Eastern Conference, the Cleveland Cavaliers will play the Toronto Raptors, and the New York Knicks will play the Atlanta Hawks. Now Nick is going to explain how the play-in tournament works.
The play-in tournament consists of 4 teams competing for the final 2 spots in each conference. The top 2 of these 4 teams will compete for the 7th seed, and the bottom 2 will play for a chance at the 8th seed. The winner of the first matchup will make the playoffs and play the 2nd seeded team, and the loser will play the winner of that second matchup, and whoever wins that one will make the playoffs and play the first-ranked team. The play-in tournament begins today, and on April 17th, the playoff bracket will be set. Now, Pablo, who's going to be playing in this play-in tournament?
The teams playing in this play-in tournament, starting with the Western Conference, are the Phoenix Suns, who will host the Portland Trail Blazers. The winner goes on to play the San Antonio Spurs. The loser will play the winner of the second matchup, the LA Clippers versus the Golden State Warriors. Whoever wins that one will play the Oklahoma City Thunder in the playoffs. And in the Eastern Conference, the Philadelphia 76ers will play the Orlando Magic. The winner goes to Boston to play the Celtics. The loser will play the winner of the Charlotte Hornets and Miami Heat matchup. The winner of that one will move on to play the Detroit Pistons.
Wow, that's amazing. Hopefully this year's playoffs is going to be a great one. Leave a comment on who you think is going to win this year. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Now, unfortunately, that brings us to the end of the 3rd episode of the Bobcat Sports Network. Thank you all so much for watching. Once again, I'm Nick Adagian.
And I'm Pablo Pinones.
Thank you again so much. You guys have a great afternoon, and we'll see you next time for the 2nd and final episode.